in the beginning, were you ever treated like a minority because of your ethnicity in the country when it came to dancing?
Um, I think where any place you go, and it's not your country, and you're of another different culture, you'll always receive some sort of um, I don't know what the word is. It's almost like, okay, like you're here, like you need to prove yourself,
Yeah.
like, and I don't blame, like that's in every country.
Yeah.
Like so many Indian people go to Canada, and they're immigrants in Canada, and they got to prove themselves. They have to learn the language, they have to go to school, then they have to get a job, and then they need to assimilate into the environment, and that's like, it's cool, fair enough. So when I came here, I realized that people who didn't do that often face backlash. People who didn't want to learn the language and thought they were too good, or people who didn't want to assimilate to the culture, and gave that vibe that they're just like too good for this, and they're Western and they're this.
Yeah.
They would receive that kind of pushback, and I totally understood that. And so I evaluated that, and I was like, okay, now if I would have to be here, yes, I'm myself. I have my identity. I'll never lose that. Actually, that's one of my plus points. But I need to also learn the language. I need to respect the culture. I need to assimilate. I need to be one with everybody. And it wasn't hard because, anyways, besides being a Canadian, I'm an Arab. I'm a North African Arab, and our culture is very similar to Indian cultures. And it wasn't that hard. It wasn't something where it was like I felt like abnormal. I love the Indian culture, and maybe in a past life I was an Indian princess in India. Who knows?
Who knows? Who
And I've
knows?
come to fulfill the mission. I don't know what's going
Absolutely.
on, but I knew that if I didn't learn the language, I won't be accepted. So I really put my heart and soul into learning the
But
language.
in the beginning, you have as much conviction today as you had in the beginning.
Mhm.
And especially when you are working so hard to create a space of your own, you have to have conviction, right?
Mhm.
But you feel that in the beginning, before the Nora Fatehi revolution ever happened, people didn't take you seriously.
I think people noticed my energy was very serious because my conviction was
Yeah.
at its highest, and I never took no for an answer. And it was so crazy because I look back at like 7-8 years ago, I wasn't that good. You know what I mean? My dancing wasn't that
No.
good. I was very like, but my brain would tell me I'm like the best. And I think that's what people would see. Okay, but she's so confident, and we can probably trust her with this
True.
project or with this song. And I think I'm also a firm believer of destiny, and I genuinely feel like this is my path and this is what's written for me. So even though there might be so many people who are better than me, I got the chance because it's written for me. It's my destiny. So with that, I add in a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, and also I don't disrespect people. So like people who I work with, I keep good relationships with them, and I carry myself a certain way. So I think that's also helped.
But has the judgment ever bogged you down?
I think the judgment didn't come from who I am as a
No,
person, but the
absolutely
fact
not.
that I represented dance, and I pushed for dance, and I advocated for dance. And I think what I didn't understand was how an industry that was elevated via dance, was created via dance, became an international sensation. Like Bollywood is international because of dance, and
Absolutely.
that's what differentiates Bollywood from Hollywood and Nollywood and any other wood in the world. It's because of the dance and
Song and dance.
and the expression, and the fact that everything is so synchronized and beautiful, and expression with hand movements and body language, and like that appeal that's so aspirational. So how can something like that not be respected, and given its due? So it didn't make any sense to me. When I
Oh my
came, it
God.
was like still just on set, everything was very underground, and Bollywood didn't celebrate dancers, and I really just wanted that as much as I wanted to act, and I do act, and I love acting, and I want to be like versatile as an artist. But I'm just glad that I managed to create this impact in Bollywood via dance.